I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I review Queen Latifah and Ludacris in the road trip thriller End of the Road, the David Bowie documentary Moonage Daydream, Kevin Smith's long-awaited threequel Clerks III, Viola Davis in the war epic The Woman King, and the ex-prequel Pearl. Let's take a look. Our first movie is End of the Road, a stupid but fun made-for-Netflix thriller starring Queen Latifah as a widowed mother with 2 kids and Chris Ludacris Bridges as her troubled brother, all of whom must travel to Texas for a new home. They spend the night at a motel where they hear a shooting, and Ludacris decides to take some dirty money belonging to a drug cartel as a way to restart his family's lives. But of course, there are always consequences.
What did you do, Reggie?
This money could save our lives.
It can end our lives.
That's when they deal with a number of villains consisting of the cartel and some racists. End of the Road rips off better thrillers of its kind and acts like some kind of a sitcom, but it can't be fun considering that it was directed by a TV director like Millicent Shelton. But it's mostly because of how Queen Latifah carries the film with the right kind of heart, attitude, and persistence. It's fun, so check it out. Next up, we have Moonage Daydream, Brett Morgen's made-for-IMAX music doc about the late great David Bowie. It's a psychedelic trip for fans as we see what went inside the singer's mind and how he expressed his passion for all kinds of art.
And how about the shoes? Are those men's shoes or women's shoes or bisexual shoes? They're shoes, silly.
Moonage Daydream is supported by a number of colorful images and music videos of some of Bowie's hit songs, but it's also poetic as we see how his mind was a visionary one at that. He could care less about what people thought of him, but more about how he intended to bring his images to life. This movie has something for fans to look forward to. Our next movie is Clerks III, the long-awaited final chapter to Kevin Smith's most iconic film, which is now inspired by how he survived a heart attack. The quick-stop slacker Randall Graves, played by Jeff Anderson, suffers one, and his best friend and co-worker Dante Hicks, played by Brian O'Halloran, rushes him to the hospital.
Saved my life, man. Wish I had a life worth saving.
What are you talking about?
Sit around and watch the same movies over and over.
I always thought you could have made a cool movie.
You're right. I'm living on borrowed time. No more watching movies. I'm gonna make a movie!
That's when Randall decides to make his own movie about their lives at the Quick Stop, and this threequel serves as a throwback to the original movie, including the filmmaking process, the return of Jay and Silent Bob, played by Jason Mewes and Smith himself, and an alternate ending in which Dante gets killed during a holdup.
What the hell is this?
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
Clerks III is not a perfect threequel, but it's still a Clerks movie because it still features the vulgarity, comedy, and drama that allows Kevin Smith to show off his vulnerabilities. It's funny and sad at times in terms of the heart attack story, and it's also proof that these guys are supposed to be here today. Next up, The Woman King, an epic war movie based on the true story of an all-female warrior group known as the Ajoji, who must protect their kingdom of Dahomey in West Africa. They also face enemies regarding a rival empire and slavers who threaten their way of life. Viola Davis stars as the general who must train some new recruits to fight while dealing with her own personal drama.
We are the spear of victory! We are the blade of freedom! We are Dahomey!
With terrific supporting work from the likes of John Boyega as the young king and newcomer Thuso Mabedu as an arrogant new recruit, The Woman King is a movie that wants to be a blockbuster that cares less about money and more about the heart and souls of these brave women. Director Gina Prince Bythewood gorgeously shows us these universally excellent performances and action-packed sequences with strong emotions, and they almost always keep us involved. This is the better female-led action film in theaters, not last January's The 355. Check it out! And our last movie is Pearl, which is the prequel to last March's horror indie hit X. This one focuses on that crazy old lady Pearl, played by Mia Goth. Writer-director Ty West secretly filmed this prequel back-to-back, and Goth co-wrote it as we see her as a young woman in 1918 in the early stages of how she became an evil woman.
I want to be special, dancing up on the screen like the pretty girls in the pictures.
I will not let you leave this farm again.
I'm pretty sure moviegoers are going to say X is better than Pearl, and they're probably right, but I've enjoyed both movies because of how Goth is able to play the hero and villain, and how she writes her character in sinister and deranged ways. Just imagine if Dorothy Gale was the daughter of Miss Gulch. She probably wouldn't go over the rainbow. West directs this prequel with more colors in the analogy of a wolf in sheep's clothing. See for yourselves. To recap the movies I reviewed this week, thumbs up for the guilty pleasure road trip thriller End of the Road, thumbs way up for the electrifying David Bowie doc Moonage Daydream, thumbs up for Kevin Smith's Clerks III, thumbs way up for the war epic The Woman King, and thumbs way up for the ex-prequel Pearl. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.